Alright, what's going on everybody? Welcome back to another video here on the channel, and today we're going to be trying something a little bit new. I don't think I've ever seen somebody cover Destiny in this specific way before, so I thought, fuck it, why not? In this video and or series of videos, I'm going to be trying to inverse scale how powerful Oryx actually is. But first I need to explain a couple of things. If this is the first time you've ever heard about the term scaling, or if you're familiar with power scaling, that's not really what this is going to be, although I will use terminology such as AP or attack potency and DC or destructive capability because it's going to be necessary to determine how strong Oryx is in comparison to other villains in Destiny. Now I'm going to try to stay away from the more complicated sides of this, and I'm going to try to make it as simple as possible. The main terminology that you guys need to focus on and that I'm going to be mentioning in the videos to come are attack potency or AP, destructive capability or DC like I said before, and the differences between those two, as well as the tiers of power that we're going to list. Now these tiers of power can range anywhere from a character being only able to destroy a wall at best, so think of like your average Thrall or Acolyte or even a Dreg, and the highest of this list being Outer Versal, which is a character who is outside concepts of life and death, as well as the concepts of reality and space-time. And so you can kind of see now why this is going to be a shorter video. Essentially, because this is the definition of an Outer Versal character, this means that Oryx and his family all scale to Outer Versal, or at least him, Savathûn, and Xivu Arath do, seeing as though the War Priest that we fight in the Taken King raid is able to destroy axioms which contain concepts that do and don't exist. And the reason why I say Savathûn and Xivu Arath also are Outer Versal is because we know that they're relative to Oryx, with them having fought with each other for billions of years in an attempt to strengthen each other, as well as them also having their own throne worlds. So honestly, this should tell you a bunch about the characters we play as in the Guardians and how strong they actually are. If you guys want, I can do a video on that as well. But for now, let's get into powers and abilities. So with Oryx being the Taken King, most of you out there might be thinking that he only has the power to maybe fly, he has super strength, and the ability to take, but he's capable of so much more. I'm telling you guys, like, this list goes on forever. Starting off with the sword logic, a simple way of explaining this is kills equal power, specifically the powers of the person that you just killed. And with Oryx being an entity that's been around for billions of years within the Destiny universe, as King of the Hive, he has conquered multiple upon multiple worlds, universes, and systems, and it's actually insane to think that we don't actually know the body count of Oryx. But like I said before, this guy's been battling, feeding his worm through the sword logic for billions of years, so it's safe to say that this motherfucker is pretty strong. He's so strong, in fact, that Korea, the Dreaming Mind, a Vex Hydra that was specifically created to defeat Oryx and take his throne world, had no answer for him when he got directly involved in the battle, which ultimately led to the Vex Hydra being taken itself. In addition to the power via the sword logic, he also has a bunch of other abilities, such as a genius level intellect and social influencing, with him being the King of the Hive and having billions of years of knowledge on his side. He can fly, move in space, he has enhanced senses, as well as body control, shape-shifting, self-sustenance, curse manipulation, soul manipulation, immortality, regeneration, corruption, power bestowal, healing, reality warping, law manipulation, mathematics manipulation, information manipulation, as well as concept manipulation. And he also has the power to take, which he got from killing a worm god named Akka, and actually had to figure out how to take that power from the worm god. In short, the power to take is essentially just being able to empower foes that you come into contact with or have killed before, making them subservient to you and allowing them to fight on your behalf. Oryx at least has immeasurable strength. With help from his court, Oryx was able to push his throne world out into the infinite space-time continuum. And now is where we come back to AP and DC, or attack potency and destructive capability. So remember how I told you guys you would need to know the differences between the two? Well, I'll just explain them right now. Attack potency is essentially a measure of a character's damage that they're able to inflict with their attacks based on the energy that they produce. So for example, take a regular human. Humans aren't really that strong. What the most the average human is capable of doing is exerting a force that's greater than their own body weight, which most average humans only weigh about 170 to 130 depending on if you're a male or a female. So this means that the average human is going to have an AP that is consistent with these numbers, so we're able to break bones, shatter glass, destroy walls by ourselves, doors, etc, etc. And DC, or destructive capability, is the amount of damage that you're able to accrue with your attacks. It's also important to mention that this also takes into account AoE, or area of effect. So for humans with weapons, obviously with things like nukes and rockets, we can reach like the moon and other places in the solar system like Mars, but without weapons, you might only be able to destroy anything within your reach. And it's also important to note that a character's AP has to be equal with their durability, because if you can't survive the damage that you can deal out, then it just really wouldn't make any sense. Like, humans can survive punching a hole through a wall, depending on what material it is. And with somebody like Oryx, who has influence within the Pyramidion, which sits outside of space-time and actually transcends reality, it would make Oryx's durability multiversal to outer. And his speed, with him being able to teleport pretty much instantaneously, you could probably get him to immeasurable speed. However, the range of which this immeasurable speed can be consistently done by Oryx is a bit questionable, because if you do have truly immeasurable speed, you can go one place to another without any time passing. He also has superhuman stamina with, like I said before, him being able to battle with his sisters for billions of years. He also has a range that is likely high hyperversal, with him being able to influence the Vex as an entire collective, and they can simulate infinite multiverses. And finally, with that all being said, hopefully you kind of get the picture of how strong the Taken King actually is, and a little bit of an idea of how strong we actually are, being that we slammed him and his sister and his son and his daughters, pretty much the entire family, with Xivu Arath being next up on the chopping block. And in comparison to other characters of Destiny that we end up facing, a lot of the enemies don't really come close to this. I mean, people like Nezarec, Rolk, and all the other raid bosses that we face, they're pretty much under Oryx in terms of not only lore, but feats as well, which only begs the question, how strong is our Guardian, and how strong is the Witness? So for those of you who are wondering, is this going to be replacing my regular content? No, it's not. It's just something that I wanted to do on the side for fun. And I mean, who knows? If the series does well, I'll keep going with it. But really, I just wanted to make this video for you guys because, once again, I had nothing else to do. So if you like this video and you want more content similar to this, hit that subscribe button. I'll see you guys in the next one. Sub up, stay safe, and peace.